Welcome to the most passionate content for card collectors on YouTube and possibly the whole entire internet. As usual, I am your host, Jake Roy, 90s Bball Cards here on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Maybe one day we'll get onto TikTok. Hey, at least I made an attempt. I put a post out on Instagram. I was thinking about getting on TikTok, and we did talk about some stuff that was on TikTok. We're making strides, little by little. Maybe one day. Alright, so today we are looking into one of the most requested players in some cards that I have of him in my collection. So you've seen my Penny Hardaway collection. He's my main guy. Allen Iverson's my number 2. You've seen my Kevin Garnett. You've even seen some Kobe Bryant cards that I have in my collection. LeBron James, even some Michael Jordan. But the next guy that was the most heavily requested was Shaquille O'Neal. So I'm rocking some Lakers gear like we saw him wear in the finals. And we're going to get right into that right now. Alright, so like I said, we're going to go over the top 10 cards of Shaquille O'Neal in my collection. And we have a couple of honorable mentions as well, so it's going to be a couple more than 10. But before we jump into that, so just to make sure to set the stage here, KG is like my number 3 PC, right? So Shaq is way behind all those other guys in my collection. Penny, Iverson, KG, and then you get a host of other guys. So Shaq is just one of those guys that I happen to have some of his cards. So before you expect to see some PMGs, some Jambalayas, or even the, you know, meteoric rise cards like his Topps or Topps rookie or his Topps Stadium Club Beam Team rookie year insert card, those are not the kind of cards you're going to be seeing today. So there are some fun cards, some fun stuff to talk about. Some of these stuff that we have shared on the channel before or that we have pulled together. Lots of fun things and great memories. I mean, I do have some of his cards because, you know, some of the fond memories of him with the Magic back when they could have won some championships with him if he had stayed around. But anyway, enough about that. So we're going to get right in. Let's jump into it. Alright, let's jump right in. Number 10 here on the list for Shaq inserts. So starting out with one from the Lakers. So this is the 1997-98 Topps Bound for Glory insert. You know, so kind of a cool insert. These have actually kind of lagged behind a lot of the rise in the 90s inserts, even if you're looking at the Jordan. So interesting thing there. You know, not a terribly great action shot. That's one of the things that kind of bums me out with some Shaq cards, but not to pour too much cold water on this. These are cool with a hollow foil. You've got those kind of Roman or Greek columns there. You know, so a fun little design, a fun theme there. You know, these, again, not terribly expensive cards. You're looking at $10 to $15 depending on condition. You can have chipping and whatnot, but you know, it's definitely something if you like the aesthetic of this and you're a Shaq guy, ones that are pretty easy to get still before the prices go up. Go and grab them if you like it. Number 9. So this is a little bit, and you'll see some that are kind of dual items in the PC, right? So here we've got a mini card from 96-97 Collector's Choice. You've got Shaq, Joe Smith, and Allen Iverson. So obviously this is in my collection because of Allen Iverson. So the mini cards were fun cards for me as a kid. And the gold version just kind of stepped it up a little bit. This is Iverson's rookie year, the first year Shaq was with the Lakers, and then Joe Smith was a second-year player, the number 1 pick from the prior year. So you get 3 number 1 picks here, not in consecutive years. But anyway, they always try to do some sort of linkage between the 3 players on these mini cards. So there you go with that. But these cards right now, you know, some of the cards in the set, like the one with Kobe on it, are flying high. But the mini card here, you know, you're still looking at about $15. Sometimes they get up to $20 depending on the condition, you know, because obviously you can get some chipping with that gold foil down the bottom. So Iverson cards are jumping and Shaq cards are starting to jump, but these are still relatively easy to find at this point. All right, next one, number 8. Here we've got one, so just outside of the 90s, but we'll still include it. So 2001 Fleer Authority, one of those sets I love. You may remember I did a pack opening on Instagram Live. I had a couple of random packs, and Fleer Authority were some of those packs that were in that grouping. The first pack we opened together on that live we pulled this SHAQ Prominence. So the Prominence there, you can see it. It's kind of a subtle design. You can see a little bit of more of a rainbow holofoil there on the stamp there, as opposed to just plain gold. And then again, the Prominence on the top there. Something I noticed as soon as we opened, I was a little bit baffled to see that we got that. So these, if you look over on the back, are numbered to 125. Interesting, this one's number 8. So Kobe's jersey number doesn't really have a lot of gravity for Shaq's value there. So this one, you know, again, we're looking at a little bit above $15, closer to the $20 mark for this one. You know, so a lot of these are kind of falling in the same general area for value. This one's a slight tick up though. So, you know, fun thing there. I love these numbered to 125. Then there's also the graded versions, which are numbered differently. Those are numbered to 75 each. So 200 total Prominence cards of SHAQ are out there. All right, buzzing right along. Number 7, 97-98 Collector's Choice Starquest, and this is the 4-star. You know, so interesting thing with the Starquest we have talked about in the past, and actually I pulled a penny on camera, which was a new addition to my PC, so a great fun thing to rip with you. But these, in this, unlike the 98-99, they only had one version for each player, essentially. You know, so if a player was a 4-star, they were only going to have a 4-star. So there were no 1, 2, or 3 stars of SHAQ. But there are 2 4-stars, so there's a Series 1 and a Series 2. The same holds true for players like Penny, Jordan, and the list goes on. So the 4-star was really held for those top star athletes in the NBA, and SHAQ was definitely the guy for the Lakers in that season. So, you know, a really cool one, a great dunk. Love seeing him still with those Reeboks. He would not be with Reebok for much longer. You guys know I like that type of stuff. So lots of foil. Again, really cool. I really enjoy the Starquest set. You guys know I love the 98-99 especially, but this is a fun set as well. So this one's getting a little bit closer to $17 typically. You know, kind of a funky number, but you know, again, right around the $15 to $20 mark. Condition can be an issue. I have gotten pennies that the top was crimped in the pack, something that happened at the time of manufacturing. So again, be diligent to look and make sure that you're getting one in good shape if you like those. All right, number 6, we have got 99-2000 Fleer Focus Pocus. You might be saying, Jake, we've already seen this card, and I thought this was with PSA. This is mine. The one in PSA is my buddy Zach's. And I think that his is in better shape than mine, so hopefully it grades well. But these are really cool cards. I mean, you've got a lot of holofoil on these. You know, these really catch your eye if you're looking at them, if you're pulling them out of a pack or you see them in a showcase. Really fun cards. Interestingly enough, these have gone up since we sent that PSA order out. So when we were doing that, I was saying raw, it's about a $5 card. At this point, like the other ones, we're looking at about $10 to $15. In some cases, these can get up to $30 I've seen, you know, so the average is ringing in right about $17. So definitely one that has been going up. People are enjoying this design with all that holofoil, and it's gorgeous. So definitely a fun one there. All right, number 5. Here we go with something a little bit more fun in terms of value. So we've got 96-97 Topps Stadium Club. This is the high rise. A great picture there with SHAQ throwing down a thunderous dunk, kind of from a top angle. I love that. You've got all those buildings in complete holographic foil. You know, really cool stuff. I believe these were about 1 per box. So, you know, you've got some embossing on there. You've got all that holofoil. You've got a great picture. Just awesome stuff all around. You know, so these go for about $30. You know, I've seen them go from anywhere between $30 and $40. So, you know, but typically 30, a little bit more sometimes. So let's call it 30 for our purposes here today. You know, but that's just a really cool looking design. I've got a number of different players, and this SHAQ is a really cool one as well. Really 90s coloring on the back too, which is kind of a fun relic of the past. So those are great. All right, next one here, we've got number 4 on the list, 96-97 Fleer Game Breakers. So obviously another little cross PC, so Penny and SHAQ. You know, and seeing cards, there's a couple of them. You know, this is one. There's the other one that's head-to-head from 96-97 that you see SHAQ still in his Magic uniform with Penny really break my heart, because 96-97 was the first season where Shaq was with the Lakers. So it's just kind of like taunting me seeing stuff like this, some bittersweet feelings when I see cards like these. And one of the things too that I want to talk about is having a dual card. For the purposes of this list, I made sure that any card that had multiple players, if Shaq was on it, he needed to be on the front to be included on this list. There are some like the Swish and Dish, or some other ones that Shaq is on the back, so I wasn't going to include all those, and they wouldn't have made the list anyway, so in terms of value. So no heartbreakers there, but this one is closer to $35, and these are cool, acetate, but it's something that you don't really notice until you look at that kind of crack down the middle for the game breakers. I love seeing Shaq there in that blue Orlando Magic uniform again. The dreams of what could have been. So a fun one there with the two guys, and then on the back, not too much to write home about, but still you get to see that acetate bit there. All right, number 3 on the list, 99-2000 Topps Chrome NBA All-Stars, and this is the Refractor version. So this is one that we had talked about back when we opened some 99-2000 Chrome. Interesting thing with that, they were very inexpensive when we had opened those, and I'm kicking myself now for not picking up boxes when they were 50 bucks a pop, because now they're closer to 300. So along with the values of the unopened wax, the cards inside have gone up significantly in some cases. So this is one that's definitely taken a pretty nice jump in value. These are going for about $40 when you can find them. They're not the easiest to find, but I really like these. The way that it's almost like a vignette, you got the black on the border, and then you got kind of the color with the blues in the middle, really pick up the refractor, and then the player obviously is spotlighted there. So these were just the All-Stars from that year. So Shaq obviously being one of the bigger guys in the All-Star game, he's going to get a lot of fanfare. So fun card there. Love that. Interesting to see the values skyrocketing on that set all across the board. All right, number 2. 93-94 Upper Deck SC. This is the Electric Court Gold. So you can see there, you got the name right down there in gold font, and the gold also has kind of like a speckle all across the card. Anywhere that there's usually just flat gold foil, on the Electric Court Golds they kind of step it up a bit. Great picture there, Shaq again in the Orlando black. It looks like he's probably swatting Muggsy Bogues, so not necessarily something to be terribly proud of, but it's a great picture of him. And he was known as a great rim protector throughout his career, but especially those early years in Orlando. So I really enjoy this card. This is one that we had opened early, like some of the earliest videos, trying to hunt for the penny, which I've since gotten. We didn't get the penny, but here we have a Shaq. So these have gone up quite a bit as well. People who are looking for a few of the stars, they are hard to come by, because these were not easy to pull. As we did pull one. It was I think it was a Wayne Rollins, not the player we were looking for. So this one right now is about a $50 to $60 card. The last one I saw was just over $60 that it sold for, but let's call it 55 for our purposes today. So really cool one to see that really great photo. So before we get to the number 1, let's go over a couple of honorable mentions. First, we've got 92-93 Topps Beam Team. So this is a triple card: Chris Mullin, Shaq, Glenn Rice. So if you're looking for a Beam Team card, this was following the same type of theming, just like the one in Topps Stadium Club, but at a fraction of the price. So you're looking at probably about $5 for this one here. And there is a Topps Gold version if you like that and you want a little step up. Again, Shaq trying to swat somebody there. Another one from his rookie year, 92-93 Fleer Ultra. So Ultra was one of the premier brands. When Shaq was a rookie, these cards were pretty hot, and they have definitely lagged behind at this point in time. Topps is the one for a base card that you want, right behind Upper Deck as well. Topps obviously has the Topps Gold. Topps Stadium Club gets some fanfare because there's also the Beam Team in that set. So Ultra is one of those that was a premium product at that point in time that is not getting as much respect, if you will, in today's day and age. So that's one that I wanted to highlight for sure. Again, about $5 is what you're looking at for that.
Next one, 96-97, Bowman's Best Shots. Just a great acetate card there. This is the base version. Sometimes it's hard to see the refractor because it's on the back side of it, but you can rest assured if you look over on the back. This is a great picture right in your face, throwing down a great dunk as well. Then we've got the Topps Stadium Club X2. This is the members only, so a great picture of Shaq again, throwing it down with the Magic. All foil all the way around, and even interestingly enough, foil on the back. And I also love the back because it's him battling with Patrick Ewing. One of those great battles that happen in the trenches often whenever Shaq would lace him up. There was always a center that was trying to challenge him, so that was one of those great legendary matchups. Fun cards there, lots of foil. Can be condition sensitive because of that. All right, the number one card. We have got the 1997 Upper Deck Holojam. So this is one that we opened together on the channel. We had opened a box of the Holojam, and we talked about how these were kind of like box toppers. They come really just loose, and you can see who you're getting right on the front of those boxes, but a lot of hologram. You know, Upper Deck love their hologram, but also you have a full color picture of Shaq there as well. So these, again, condition sensitive, hard to find one in great shape. These came out of the box like this one with a corner ding, you know, some has edge issues, surface issues, all kinds of stuff because they were sitting there raw. But these are great cards that have started to really pick up. People are hunting them down for their PC players, and there are some great players in this set. So getting the penny was a great crown jewel of my collection at that point when I got it. And having this that came in that box is really fun that we get to share together. So surprisingly, these, again, the prices are going up significantly. When we opened that box, this is about a $30 card. Today, this is closer to $60. I've seen them go for as much as $80. Again, condition being the key factor there. If it's going to go for $80, it's definitely going to be because the condition is superb. You know, I don't see many of these getting graded because they're so condition sensitive, but if you get one that's in really good shape, grading it might not be a bad option at all. But this one I can't imagine would grade terribly well just because of that corner ding, but maybe it would do better than I would expect. But you know, we'll see. Maybe someday I'll send it out, but not anytime soon with the prices. It's too much of a gamble. But this was a really cool card, again, to see these double in price over the last year and some change. You know, for really a niche set that you really, you know, this is one that collectors know, but a lot of the people outside of the collectors, the true deep collectors, might not know about these cards. So really cool cards if you could hunt them down because they aren't the easiest to find. So that's the top 10 Shaq plus a little bit extra.
There you have my top 10 Shaq cards in my collection, but one extra one I didn't put in the honorable mentions, and I'll tell you why. So the 92-93 Fleer had a couple of different versions. The Drake's version is one that I have, which you can tell by the numbering on the back. So number 37 is a Drake's one. So those are pretty hard to find comps for, and one that isn't as well known. So kind of a niche one there. And you know, so those ones, the pricing on those is very difficult, can be condition sensitive. I love those though because, interesting little fact, not only the gold border makes them a little bit more susceptible to seeing the edge issues if there are any, or corner issues. That is the only base Shaq rookie card with him in the away or the black Magic uniform. So all the other ones have him in a home version, or you've got an insert. You've got the Beam Team where he's in the away version. You've got the Stadium Club has a kind of a subset version where he's in the away uniform. But as far as the base, the true rookie cards, if you will, as we defined them in the 90s, the only one that has him in the away uniform is that one from Fleer. So really cool stuff there, but again, those are pretty tough to gauge a value on, so that's why it wasn't going to show up in that list. But I wanted to give you a little extra. If you stuck with me through the end, there you go, you've got an extra one that you can go and hunt. There are also some Tony's Pizza that are different. Those are kind of like a subset, but anyway, we're getting into a little bit too much from outside of the top 10 here. So question of the day for you, I want to know kind of some feedback from you. How did you enjoy this PC? Look into my PC top 10, sorry. And would you like to see more of some other kind of fringe players in my PC, or would you like to see me give you some updates on where my PC is from some of the other players that are a little bit higher priority in my collecting? So love to do any of those. Just let me know down in the comments which you'd like to see. new players and what players would you like to see. I'll try to scrounge those up if I have a decent collection of those players. Not everybody, but I have got a pretty wide collection. Or would you like to see me give some updates as to where we are at in the top 10 for my PC in players that are kind of the high priority guys? So drop that down in the comments, and I would love to hear also who are your PC players. Let us know that as well. For me, you know, I've got a number of guys, but Penny's definitely my number one. So let us know, do you have one guy that really holds down the number one spot, or are you spread across a few different players? I would love to hear that, and maybe we can make some connections if we can move cards to the right PCs. That's always advantageous for everybody in the hobby. So let us know. Let's connect. As always, thank you for taking your time and enjoying this great hobby together. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. Hit that bell icon so you don't miss any videos in the future. New videos like this, looks into my PC, pack openings, collector interviews, and so much more always dropping on Wednesdays. Any bonus content will drop on Fridays. Thanks. We'll talk later.